Hello everyone, and welcome back to Shakur Or. What you doing, me? Getting an early start today. Brought the dogs out right after breakfast because it's been hot, and I figured it would be more comfortable for myself if I went ahead and did it. But the lighting might be weird because of it being so bright. So, yeah, this is after breakfast. There's 9. I figured I'd give you guys an update on him. He was supposed to get x-rays done on the 5th to check his back, a particular vertebrae between his pelvis, and to check his hips and his knees and all that. But one of our cats decided to spoil that. I noticed she had a mass in her leg, and I figured that was more important at the time to go ahead and find out what the heck that was. So we switched them out. We are still going to get x-rays done on 9, just in case. But after he's had a couple chiropractic appointments to see how much of a difference that makes for him. But we're going to do the x-rays regardless, because even though we haven't done, say, checking the other dogs for hip dysplasia, etc., it's not something that's whatsoever common in collies. It can happen, but it's rare in collies. That's why we haven't checked most of our dogs, but for him in particular, we're going to do it prior to breeding. Which, where'd he go? He's supposed to be bred to Hibana this fall. So just so you guys know, we will be doing x-rays on him, just not right now, because of the kitty cat. Now the kitty cat's fine. We were afraid it was cancer, and it was deep in the leg. But it actually turned out that she got bit by one of our other kitty cats, Mr. Howie, because she's not a very nice cat. She likes to pick on the other cats. She starts out with play, and then she goes straight to being aggressive. Well, Howie doesn't tolerate that, and Mr. Howie bit her in the behind and caused basically a hard knot of cellulitis. Cellulitis can turn into an abscess, but we had caught it fast enough that it wasn't there yet. So hopefully with her meds, she won't get an abscess in the leg, and we won't have to take her in to have it drained, etc. Which, when you own multiple cats, this kind of stuff happens a lot. Especially if you have cats that aren't familiar of blood. We've noticed that cats that are siblings, mothers, dads, they tend to get along better than just complete stranger cats. Ain't that right, Podies? Ain't that right, Pody girl? Hey, the Pody girl. Meow. Meow. Well, hold still. I can't. There you are. Meow, meow. So anyway, that's 9. He's doing a heck of a lot better since his first chiropractor appointment. We wanted to do it once a week, but the lady we're taking him to was unavailable this last weekend, so we're going to see if she'll take him in this weekend, Sunday most likely. Because it seemed to make such a difference for him. He's not perfect by any means. Sorry, I'm taking pairs because they've... Hey, love me. Love me. Alright, y'all saw that? Sort of. Love me does not like anyone stealing stuff from her. So she just went after 9 because 9 was trying to get the pair that I was getting from her. So she decided to be a jerk about it. So anyone who thinks our dogs are perfect and that they're always behaved, nope. They're not. They're dogs. They still do stuff. They still do stuff that's not necessary. Love me. Drop that pair, woman. Anyway, they've been obsessively eating these things and getting sick. So we've been taking them away from them. As best as we can anyway, because they're sneaky. Like, they'll purposely use things that they know where we can't see, like the garage. They'll sneak behind one side of it and go around. They know when you're not looking. And they'll try to take advantage of any moment when you're not. Or if you're distracted, they know. Some of them misbehave more than others. Breo is real sneaky about it. Because Breo thinks he's sneaky, but he's really not. Hello, Starlight. Okay, I'm going to try to get in the garage here. Hold on. So we've been storing the pairs when we're out here. Oh, y'all need to be nice to him. Stop that, girls. So we've noticed a little shift in our pack recently, which is usually indicative of someone's going into heat. Starlight is supposed to be, but because she was such a late starter to begin with, her first heat was on her first birthday. She could easily go an entire year before a second one. But some of the males and some of the females have been indicating she may go at the end of this month, which is her next possible date. It'll be then, if she doesn't go at the end of this month, it could be in another 2 months. Where are y'all going? Y'all don't need to be up there. Come on down and come play. Yeah, there's poop on the porch because y'all doo-dooed on it. So in the morning time when we wake up, we take out the youngest ones, and 9 and Paladin we usually put out on the porch, but because Peyton usually takes them out. She doesn't always lead them out, take them out long enough in the grass, and they have a tendency to then poop afterwards after they put on the porch. You may notice this one. This one's new, and I'm sure you guys know what this is. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe you don't. He is a Siberian Husky. Stranger! Hey, buddy. No, don't jump. So, we know a lady. She breeds Siberian Huskies. I will not go into her personal life, but she's going through some difficulties right now. And she needed people that she trusts to take some dogs. She had a lot of puppies left over from litters recently that weren't getting homes, and she needs to get them homes. And she gave this guy to us for free. He's one that we had been looking at, but we weren't ready. We didn't feel like we were ready. We weren't even sure yet if we wanted a husky, because they have potential problems. We wanted to get a fence up before we got one, but he's here. We wanted to help her. Stacy, if you're watching, we really did want to help you. And we felt for your situation. He's going back up there. Anyway, so yeah, we've had him since Wednesday. He likes going up on the porch because he doesn't like being out in the sun. He's a bit of a baby. He likes being inside with the AC, and he doesn't like getting in the sun. But he's also still adjusting. I've said it before, when you get a new dog or puppy, it can take a good week, month before they adapt to their new environment. Hoy, not down the driveway. Good dogs. I was hoping he'd come back down so I can show y'all better, but nope, he's not coming down. He is, it's been interesting. We've been around huskies before because both of us have worked in environments that have had huskies. I used to work in a vet clinic. Peyton used to work in a doggy daycare. So we've been around them. We know a lot about the issues they can have, but we've never personally owned one. There he is. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Our biggest concern is always for our cats when it comes to choosing dog breeds that we want to have either as a pet or potentially even as a breeding project. It's always about the cats first. And the biggest thing with huskies is that they're a bit known for having issues with small animals, and especially cats. And I don't mean just harassment. I'm talking about they're known for snapping one day and deciding to slaughter the cats. Honestly, from what I've seen from him, I don't know what all huskies are like, but what I've seen from him so far is that he's actually rather insecure and pain intolerant and hyperactive in the brain, but not necessarily in a, say, like Obi kind of way. Now, he is far more laid back than what I would expect from a husky, but we'll see if he maintains that, because we also just got him. And a lot of times, puppies and new dogs will be reserved for a while. They'll just be reserved about their new situation. Y'all may notice he's, and this is nothing against you, Stacy, by the way. We know you love and care for your dogs, so we totally get it. But he's a little overweight for our liking. We like our dogs very fit and trim and athletic. But we're working on it. And he's doing great in that regard. I've taken him on romps through the woods, and he loves it. Absolutely loves it. He's been easy to tire out so far, which I didn't expect. But that's so far. We've only had him for a couple days. I do want to touch on something in regards to being a little overweight, and his nails were long, but I've cut them back. Is that he's, you can see in, if I can get him to, in the back end, his hocks, they're actually a heck of a ton better already. But what happens in puppies and adult dogs that are a bit overweight, and it doesn't even have to be much, honestly. The back legs turn sickle-hocked, and y'all can actually look up that term. That people usually use it for horses. Come back this way, you guys. Sickle-hocked is when the back portion of the legs, the very bottom here, down. Let's see if I can get my finger. This area right here. Slippers under. They curve under. They kind of hobble on it. Look it up. Sickle-hocked horses. You'll see what I'm talking about. La course! La course! Come! Obi, come! Come! Stranger! Come, Obo! There he comes. Anyway, that is typically a symptom of being overweight, but it actually can also be due to long nails and due to a puppy or adult dog having muscle wasting due to a condition, or just a lack of exercise. So in his case, I don't know entirely what type of environment he was in. I know she said she had the puppies inside mostly, but I also know she has a kennel system. And a lot of puppies, okay, I'm gonna correct him because he's being a butthole. He can't hear me, but we make the sound anyway. I just poked him with the end of that in the rib cage. Just poked him, and he went down. He was being a jerk to Yufu. Him and Yufu don't like each other. It's just a thing. Sometimes certain dogs don't like each other. But back to the sickle-hock thing. It can also just be due to a lack of exercise. There's kind of a fine line there. So a lot of puppies, when they're kennelled on concrete, that's where we've seen it the most. Because we've had collie puppies come to us that had some pretty severe sickle-hocks or weak pasterns, which is in the front legs. Pasterns, I'll show you, is here on La Course. La Course is one of the ones that had a problem when we got her. She had very flat feet. Her front pasterns, she honestly looked like she was verging on getting rickets. It didn't look right, and it didn't look good. But after a couple days of being on our food and having regular unchained exercise, she totally just completely went back to what it would be a normal. Her feet tightened up. They're not flat at all anymore. It's just, I don't know what exactly all causes it, but we've noticed it the most in overweight puppies, under-exercised puppies, nails being too long, and likely on concrete, because most breeders keep puppies, in a concrete kennel. It's easiest that way. We don't do it that way, but we're not going to bash other people for having a different system. We're just not going to do that. You can see everybody's being very energetic. Yokai! Ta-ta-ta-ta! Ta-ta-ta! Anyway. So, he obviously has a little bit of issues going on. But I've already seen improvement with the exercise that he's gotten, and he's on a diet. And I've cut his nails back. I haven't been able to do much yet because I'm trying to go slow with him and let him adjust. Okay, so here's the cat. Let's see what he does. Good boy. Good boy. He has bothered them already. Particularly when they run, which is to be expected, but we don't allow that. We don't allow our dogs to harass the cats. Because harassing turns into more a lot of times. There he is. Alright, that's enough. That's enough. Knock it off. You. Knock it off. Alright, he's not taking cues. Yokai is not taking cues from Ame. The Ame has had enough. And he was being way too rough. So, for us, we allow our dogs to be dogs. But if they're not quitting when another dog is asking them to, we step in. And the reason being is because if we don't, a lot of times it'll turn into a fight. And we want our dogs to get along. So we will correct excessive behavior. Her, she likes to pick on Ame. That's enough. Oh, bro. See, he was being sneaky. He was probably at the pear tree. He's like that. He's sneaky. Alright, where'd the husky go? I think he went on the porch. So we haven't technically decided on a name for him. No, he's not on the porch. Where'd he go? We're having a bit of a war on that. I wanted to call him Little Doctor. His litter name was Dr. Strange. Peyton wants to keep it Dr. Strange or call him Stranger. But I have a little hard time with the name. Can't really describe why. I think he's behind the house. I think he followed one of the cats. Shh! Ame! No, sir! Go up front. Go on. We don't let them back here. Because this is where all the mushrooms are at. Yeah, there he is. Suki's back here too. Come on. Sorry about the angle of the camera and the whooshing around. Come on, you guys. Come on. Ame, come on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Good boy. No, don't jump on me. Don't you do that. Okay, so we'll just call him Dr. Strange for right now. Psh, psh, psh. Hide. Good boy. Good boy. That's a good boy. So we've been working on the basics, really. Inside behaviors. Psh, psh. Hide. We have to get him familiar with our corrective words and sounds. Psh. No, sir. Okay, see, he's running from me. Get your hiney back up front. Go on. No, sir. Get. And here's the other thing about huskies, guys. They can be absolute buttholes. They don't like to listen. They don't like to do anything that you tell them to. And they flop around. And they act like a child. You're gonna get the royal treatment then. But he also doesn't know our rules. He only knows the rules from his breeder. It's Miss Stacy. Sorry, I'm carrying him. I don't have a leash on me, so I can't. Alright, he's testing me. Because he wants to be back there. And I've already told him no. No. I did just knee him there. And you probably heard him whimper a little bit. Because he's really pushing into me. So I'm going to stand here. I'm going to block this route. You guys get in front of me. See how much he's persisting about this? This is the way Huskies are. When they want to do something, or don't want to do something, they're very stubborn. And depending on the level of resistance, depending on the level of fight that a dog presents to us, that dictates the kind of correction we do. So if they're truly in a fight or flight state of mind, then we got to bring it down. Because if you continue to be on that level, it'll just get worse. But until they're at that point, until they're in that state of mind, say they're not in that state of mind, and I can't describe to you how you know, because it's just something that you learn over time of being with dogs. Then you escalate as much as necessary, and then you back off as soon as they do what you ask them to do. So he's trying again, but I'm not going to pursue him when he walks away. That's him giving up to what I want. Now if he tries to go around, I'm going to block him there too. So we really haven't had a whole lot of issues so far with him. The biggest thing is the cats and him being more interested than what we'd like. And obviously more persistent about it because he's a husky. And he has no clue what boundaries are. And I know Stacy said she has trained him with various stuff. And that she didn't really have issues, he went on the porch again, with them being inside, such as like tearing at stuff. But she didn't really mention anything other than that, and we didn't ask. We were just going to see how it goes. Haven't really had any issues inside, other than the cats. And the cats outside, obviously. When it comes to feeding, though, we do have a problem. And that is mostly, he gets really, really excited. He likes to excessively try to jump and get at the bowl. And for us, we like our dogs to either sit or calmly stand there while we set the bowl down. And our preference is then they give us eye contact before we allow them to eat. It doesn't have to be long. Although the longer you wait, the more behaved your dog will be when it comes to feeding time. So say you put them in a sit prior to putting the bowl down. You put the bowl down but don't allow them to eat. And they have to maintain eye contact before they're allowed to eat. That's the preference. That gives you a very calm, listening mind from a dog. As a general, it helps in your daily routine to do stuff like that. Because dogs don't deserve to just be given everything. They need to work for it. And when you make them work for it, they're usually better behaved as a whole. But particularly when it comes to food stuff, because a lot of dogs will snatch food, they'll jump on counters, they'll jump up, you know. They just behave better when you do it that way. Period. Love me. Don't you go back there. Love me. Don't you go back there. Love me. No, ma'am. Okay. Hold on. See this? That is likely a death cap right there. We have been, no, not death cap, that's a destroying angel. Destroying angel right there. We have been checking every morning, but this morning I didn't because I needed to get them out. And because Peyton's not here, she's grocery shopping. Put it in the tree. Regardless, it's a good thing to do. And he struggles with it, which is no surprise. All of them struggle with it when we've gotten them to begin with because no one teaches them this stuff. We taught our puppies to do it. Love Me's litter. So you guys who got Love Me's puppies, we did teach them to sit for their food and to be patient. But that doesn't mean they'll carry it over, you know, when they go to a new home, because everything's different. The knowledge is there, but it doesn't mean they'll carry it over. I have been working with him with it and trying to be very patient. That's what he needs. Starlight is causing chaos. And he's doing a little better, but now he's confused because now he thinks he can't eat his food. Because he got too intense one time, and I kind of had to give him a little bump. And he's rather sensitive. He kind of, what do you call it, takes everything to heart a little too much. But still doesn't listen. Right? So I struggle, but we're working on it. So it's okay. Other biggest thing with him is he likes to jump on you, and we don't like that. Alright, see that? This is why we don't like Mana. Mana is way too rough, and he just slammed into Starlight, and Starlight is the most dominant female in the pack, and she lost her cork, and she bit him in the armpit, which he hates the most. He hates being bit in the armpit. And now he's trying to decide, do I want to be offended or did I really do something wrong? That's the biggest thing with him, is that he just doesn't seem, aside from the roughness, he doesn't seem to understand that he did something wrong. He's kind of stupid. Whereas the other dogs get it. The other dogs understand that they did something wrong. And they usually take correction from another dog better than he does. And now he's going to pick on her again. See that? That's what I'm talking about. Look, horse. No, ma'am. I need to make sure I still have the husky dog. I think he bypassed me and went around back again. So in that case, Mana just ran behind the house. And that's the other thing. Mana doesn't... So yeah, he's deaf, but he knows he's not supposed to do certain things. Starlight! No, ma'am! You know better. Yeah, there you are. Get your butt up front. Get up front. Now he's running from me, rather than listening. Go that way. Come on. Go. There he goes. That time he listens instead of making me have to carry him. No, he's trying to come back. There we go. Good boy. I'm gonna reward him. See what I'm talking about? He's kind of like trying to go down to the ground. When dogs go down to the ground like that, they're submitting, but it's also kind of like an insecurity when they hit the deck like that. It's not necessarily a bad trait, but with him, he takes it to a level where he's like shutting down and he gets scared, and then he doesn't listen more because he's switched to a fearful state of mind rather than a listening state of mind. But he's new. See what I'm talking about? Get your butt back up there. If he does this again, I'm going to spank him. I'm likely not going to use my hand. I'll likely pick up a stick and I'm going to pop him on the butt. I know a lot of people don't approve of that kind of thing, But that's what I'm talking about when it comes to disciplining a dog. You escalate with what's necessary. He's tested me multiple times. I've already told him no. He knows what he's supposed to do and what he's not supposed to do. Of course, go that way. But he's continuing to do it. So I know most people will say, well, he's new and he's a puppy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But if I don't make it clear to him from the get-go, he's gonna try to take advantage of that. I'm not going to be harsh to him, but make it known to him, and then that's it. Leave him alone. You don't have to continue chasing him down and beating him up or anything like that. That's not how it works. Because then you just become a tyrant rather than a disciplinary. And you don't want to be a tyrant to your dogs, because then they don't want anything to do with you. But they do appreciate you having a handle on everyone within a pack. Because if you don't do it, they're going to do it, and they may not do it in a way that you appreciate. That's just the truth with dogs. Now, what we prefer is that dogs can handle it themselves. But when they don't do it right, we have to. I told him. He squealed. I told him in the ribs. He's acting like I broke him, though. I did not hit him hard, but the first thing we noticed about him is that he takes every little discipline like you just hit him with a 2x4. I didn't hit him in the shoulder, but he's acting like I did. And I only told him because I'm standing here and he went to push into me and try to go around. And by toe, I mean taking your big toe, and I toed him in the rib. Boop! Just like that. So that's the other biggest thing I've noticed about him is he's extremely sensitive. You want a sensitive dog. Well, I should say we like a sensitive dog, but not to this degree. But that could be in the breed. We don't know because we have never personally owned a husky. So we're learning just as much as he is on how to communicate with him. Because despite what people think, every breed has their particularities, if you will. See, he got over it now, and he decided the right decision, and that is to go away. Because I've already asked him several times. He was thinking about it while he was sitting there. You could see it in his eyes. He was trying to decide what he wanted to do. And he's probably going to go boo-hoo now, likely on the porch. But he'll get over it. Every breed has their particularities and how they should be handled. The Poms are different from the Collies. We really usually don't have to do much with the Collies. But in ways, I would describe the Collies as sometimes far more stubborn than even the Pomeranians. Particular individuals, especially. Alright, knock it off. Kazahana thinks she's in heat for some reason, and he's been hounding her. I have no idea why. Thinks the chorus is in heat. She's not, though. We need more pools. They really enjoy being in the pools. If you want to know more about the dynamics of our pack, people don't like it being called a pack anymore for some weird reason. Dogs are a pack. All canids are called a pack. It's just the terminology for them. And it's what we are going to use. We have a pack of dogs. Starlight out of the girls. Starlight's the most dominant. and expressive. Love Me, it's hard to tell if she's over Starlight or right underneath her. Because honestly, Love Me is rather dominant herself, but she displays it completely different. She's more forgiving. She gives people more chances. And she doesn't go above and beyond what is needed for a correction. So I'm not sure exactly where she stands. LaCourse thinks she's right underneath Starlight. She's trying to vie for that position. She's still young, and she could end up being there. But she's next. Hibana's on the bottom of the girls, of the collie girls. Hibana is on the bottom, but that's because she's a dummy. You see him? He's trying to mount. She's a dummy. The other girls get annoyed with her because she doesn't ever listen. She doesn't take correction. She's an idiot, really. We don't like her temperament. She's a lot better than what she used to be. We struggled with thinking of whether we should even breed her. But we're going to be breeding her to 9, which should balance out her mental issues. We hope. If it doesn't work, we won't breed her again. Because if she can't be bred to 9 and have good puppies, then she can't be bred to anyone and have good puppies. Because 9 is an extremely good dog. He's almost on par with Love Me. And Love Me is our favorite and our best dog. Starlight, no ma'am. For whatever reason, the collies and the poms don't establish hierarchy between each other. It's only within their own breed. That's enough. That's enough. Y'all don't even know what you're doing. Pomeranians are separate from the collies. Pomeranians have their own hierarchy, if you will, within the pack. They don't intermingle that, which is unusual, but from what we've seen, surprisingly, or not surprisingly, dogs typically like to stick with their own breed, play with their own breed. Typically. Doesn't mean they won't play with others, doesn't mean they won't associate with others. But from what we've seen, especially with the collies, I guess, they like to associate with their own. They tend to be rather aloof with other breeds. And or meeting a stranger, they will not play with them. Collies like to get to know other dogs first. And then they may play. Ame? No, sir. That. Stranger? No, sir. He's not listening. He's not listening. Okay. So, he's going to get spanked now. Get your... I don't have a stick, so I can't use it. Well, I might have a stick. Okay, you see what he's doing? He's submitting, but he's not listening. Go on, go up front. Pop him on the butt. That wasn't hard at all. I'm being gentle on him because I know he's scared right now. But he needs to listen. Go. No, sir. Not listening. The other dogs are not listening. LaCourse, get up front. Ame, get up front. He's in an onion loop. That's what we call it when they get stuck like this. He's trying to find a way to escape me and the situation. So, we're going to go easy on him. Pop him on the butt. He's hiding. No, sir. Push him out. Get up front. We use our arms to kind of guide them. So when we're pushing them in a direction, like I am right now, we'll usually hold our arms out to the side and wave them. Kind of like sheep, to be honest. It helps move them when they're not listening, especially. Alright, Lycoris. Oh, not you, sorry. Who's back there? Hibana, get your butt over here. Hibana's very stubborn. And she's a little psycho. She likes to chew the end of her tail off. Not her actual tail, but her tail hair. She likes to chew it off. Which is indicative of a psychopath. Alright, stop pushing into it. You see, it's not just him. They do it too. Dogs are just like children. They like to do everything that you don't want them to do. And that they know they're not supposed to. Yokai's hiding behind the tree. So, I'm going to end it there. I made the video way too long. So, I'm going to end it. Goodbye, guys. Talk to you later.